Fall. So, what is fall all about? Because even I didn't know much about this movie. So, Fall stars two best friends, Becky and Hunter. Becky, played by Grace Fulton, and Hunter, played by Virginia Gardner. And it also stars Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Find themselves stranded. Best friends Becky and Hunter find themselves stranded at the top of a 2,000-foot radio tower. And let me tell you guys right off the bat, I don't know anything about this. I'll be honest with you. I try my best to, always be honest with you, my subscribers. I don't know anything about this movie. The only thing I know is that my friend, he loves movies just as much as I do. And, the two of us, we would go to, movies, see, he loves, his dream is to become a movie director. And he loves watching movies, and he's always talking about like the direction, the directors, cinematography, and all that. He loves all of that. So he told me about this movie, and I was like, huh, I didn't know about that. I don't know anything about this. And then we both saw, well, I saw the teaser for this movie. I didn't see the official trailer for the movie. I don't think it played in any the movies that but anyway, I saw the teaser for the movie. It was just them, like, voicing over, the two girls, voicing over each other. And then it was like them zooming out, and then you see like how tall, and it just kept the shot just kept going and going and going. It kept zooming outwards until you get to the top of the tower, and like one of the girls was dangling and dangling from her rope, and I was like, what the hell is this? This looks crazy. But two things I want to say before I dive into my official review. So one, I didn't know who were in the movie. I know Jeffrey Dean. The only thing I know is that Jeffrey Dean Morgan is in the movie, and I love this guy. I love Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Whether you're talking about Watchmen, or where he played the comedian, or Negan from The Walking Dead. I love Jeffrey Dean Morgan. He's such a great actor, and he would make if they make a Flashpoint movie, I can definitely see him as a badass, grizzly Thomas Wayne Batman. All right. But anyway, I love seeing Jeffrey D. Morgan. He's such a badass, and he's such a great guy. But anyway, that's all I know. He's the only actor I know who's in this movie. I don't know who's playing the two girls. And I didn't know they were, until I saw this movie. Like, before I saw this movie, I went onto my phone. I saw the cast, and I was like, what the hell? Grace Fulton, Mary, from Shazam, and then Virginia Gardner. Wait a minute. She looks familiar. Oh my gosh, she played Carolina Dean in the Marvel Hulu show, The Runaways. And I was like, it's funny. One of them was in a Marvel show, and another one was in a DC movie. It's funny. It's funny when I realized that both of them were in superhero, projects. But anyway, we're not here to talk about that. So I didn't know who the actors were until literally before I saw the movie, like the day I saw the movie. And another thing, I didn't know they were best friends. I thought they were sisters in the movie. Like, I thought they were related with each other. I thought they were sisters in the movie. No, they're best friends. They're just best friends. I was like, oh, okay. So yeah, that's another thing I didn't know until I looked at the premise, the synopsis / premise of the film. So yeah, now that I got that out of the way, now let's get into the movie. Let me tell you, I applaud the director. I don't know his. You know what? Let me actually look it up. on my laptop here, because this guy deserves it. Scott Mann. I was like, it's something Mann. It was something, I don't know. I forgot his first name, but his last name is Mann. So this movie is directed by Scott Mann. I'm not familiar with him. I probably am familiar with him. I just don't know. I'm just forgetting his movies or something. But anyway, this movie is directed by Scott Mann, and I applaud him I applaud him for making this movie. This movie is like an hour 30, maybe an hour 40, like hour 30, hour 47 minutes ish. And it's just, you know, the two, it's just these two characters being stranded on top of this giant ass radio tower. They have no service. There's vultures circling around them, and their resources and everything are unavailable at the they're in Virginia. Both Virginia and Grace deliver some emotional, amazing performance, especially Grace. Oh man, like she delivered some very heartbreaking, emotional, like she's crying in here, like, oh my god. It was great. Her acting in this movie was great. And I don't know how they filmed this movie, because it's got to. I mean, obviously, I'm pretty sure. Obviously, they did not film. They literally did not film this movie. Obviously, on top of a radio tower. That would be crazy. Obviously, there's some CGI, practical, visual effects, movie trickery, movie magic going on. But it's amazing. Like how tall, like you think how tall this tower is. And speaking of the tower, I feel like even though Virginia and Grace are the two, these two girls, these two ladies, even though they're the main characters in the movie, I feel like, honestly, like there are some hidden messages in this movie, like some, metaphors and symbolisms in this movie. And there's also, I feel like the main character of this movie are not the girls themselves, but it's actually, hear me out, it's actually the radio tower. The radio tower is the main character of the movie. And I don't want to go into too much detail and and theorize here, because I would be here all day. But I feel like, in my opinion, the main character of this movie is the radio tower. But yeah, but whatever. But like I said, these two girls are like, especially Grace. Like, they deliver some very emotional and powerful performances. I wanted Jeffrey Dean Morgan to have a major role in this film, but unfortunately, unfortunately, he only appeared in like the beginning, and the end of the film. But yeah. There are, but yeah, this movie isn't perfect. I would say there are some. How do I say this? I would say that there are some consistency and inconsistencies, issues that I have with this film. I'm not going to go into spoilers, but if you watch this film, you'll know what I'm talking about. But let's just say there are some inconsistencies with this film. And also there are some cliches and predictable, there are some, not cliches, excuse me. What I meant to say was of course, there are some predictable moments in this film. Like, what's going to happen. Like this, like something like, it feels too good to be true. And then something pops up. And then you're like, yep, I knew that was coming. That's what I felt like. But other than that, yeah. Other than those two problems, I thought, I mean, this movie is pretty simple. I feel like you guys should definitely watch this movie. It's a very simple, it's a very simple, basic movie. Just two girls being stranded on top of a radio tower. and they're trying to think about any different kind of ways to get. There are some twists and turns. There are some twists in this movie, especially near the end, where I was like, "Oh shit!" I was like, "Oh shit!" I did not see that one coming. But yeah, but I was like, "Oh shit!" I didn't see that one. I didn't see that coming. But yeah, that makes complete sense. You'll know what I'm talking. You know what I'm talking about if you've seen it. But yeah, definitely see this movie when you have the chance. Unfortunately, I don't think this movie is gonna make a lot of money. I don't think a lot of people are gonna see this movie because there is no anticipation or hype. This isn't a superhero blockbuster comic book movie or anything like that. It's not a huge franchise. It doesn't have an enormous fan base. I don't think it's gonna get a lot of attention. But if you do get a chance this weekend or one day, definitely check out Fall. But anyway, if you've seen it, let me know what you thought about it in the comment section below. Everyone, thank you so much for taking your time to listening to my review. Please like, comment, subscribe. Did you like this movie? Did you not like it? What is on your mind when it comes to Fall? But yeah, let me know about all that great stuff. And I will see all of you lovely people really, really soon.